The following stories are inspired by documented paranormal encounters. Some locations and identities may have been changed to protect the people involved. These stories may be disturbing for younger audiences, and listener discretion is advised. This podcast is based on true events.
Hey, I'm B, she, they.
Hi, I'm Brandon, he, him.
Hi, I'm Dalia, she, they.
And this podcast is based on true events. What up, party people?
What up, party people? Welcome to episode 15.
15! Whoop, 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 whoop.
Unless, of course, something devastating happens and audio gets corrupted in the spare time, which, knock on wood, that won't happen. We haven't had anything bad happen yet, so, like...
You just had to say it, though, didn't you?
No, for sure. Like, it's paranoia. It's paranoia.
It's paranoia.
It's paranoia.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, vibe check. Who wants to go first today? I feel like I've been going
Me,
first.
because I'm actually I've been hiding a little nugget that I can actually share now since this episode will be out afterwards.
Okay.
It's just a little exciting little thingy. So, on some not so exciting news, my mom and I are going back home to California at the end of August for my aunt's funeral.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And my stepdad is coming too. Well, he was supposed to be working wherever, and his flight was going to end up coming in earlier than ours. He was going to get the rental car and then meet us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was on the phone with him the other day. Come to find out, when he booked his tickets, he managed to get on the same connecting flight that we're in, and that third seat in our row was still open. And he booked it. So my mom's thinking she's not going to see her husband until we get to California, and he's going to have the car. Little does she know, he's going to be sitting right on that fucking plane with us.
That's so cute.
That's very fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm super excited. I can't wait.
It's a cute little surprise.
I love that.
So cute.
Yeah, because it's my great aunt that passed. It's her aunt. My mom.
Oh, I see.
She lost her mom when she was young, and this aunt was like her.
That's
her
really
mom
sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
So, good little surprise that she'll be
that'll be
very
nice.
excited
That'll be nice,
for.
Given what y'all going down for.
Yeah, definitely. I told my dad, I was like, we're gonna walk up to the gate. She's gonna see you, and she's just gonna go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Which the appropriate response.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But that's my vibe check. I'm excited. I'm thinking about that.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking forward to her reaction.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that they don't see each other till they're on the plane.
That'd be really funny.
That'd be so cute.
Almost
That'd
impossible,
be hilarious.
but really funny.
Yeah. Only possible if one of them's late.
Like what I would like is for her and you to get on, and then he's already sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Because he is. Well, no, she would see him if he got on first.
Yeah, exactly. I was saying near impossible. However,
he could
come after and
you
be like, "Is this
draw
seat
her
taken?
attention elsewhere?" Like,
yeah.
Is the seat taken, lady?
My lady, top hat and everything. Just
do it, lady.
Fedora.
No, fedora would be more better. Hello, milady. Is this seat taken, milady?
Is the seat taken, milady?
I need you to get him.
Outta
I need you to get him on recording saying, "Is this seat taken, milady?"
No.
It doesn't matter what context. I just need to hear it from his voice because I know him. I've known him for a very long time.
I cannot imagine him saying that.
That's why I need it.
He would just be like, "Is this seat taken, milady? What the fuck are you talking about?"
I can imagine my dad saying it like, "Is this seat taken, milady?" Like, it's very like gruff, like he's doing it. He's trying to do a joke about it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to do a joke about it.
Yeah. Oh, he misses you, by the way, my dad.
Yeah, I love your dad.
No, he
John Lee.
Yeah, that's my first husband. John Lee. Yep.
No, he saw your picture up on our wall and was like, "Is that?" I was like, "Yeah, it is."
Aww. Yep, that was my first husband.
Vibe check for me. I'm doing good. Like I said in the last one, my headache's gone. I'm very excited for my story this episode.
Hell yeah.
This has been I'm about to do one of my favorite cover one of my favorite episodes of any paranormal show I've ever seen. It's been my favorite for a long time, but more on that later. vibe is I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
Dalia, what about you? What's your vibe?
I'm still cozy.
You still cozy? You had...
I'm fully reclined now.
Yeah, by the end of last episode, she was like laying down under the mic almost. I'm surprised anything got picked up at this point. But she had to readjust so that the mic could actually reach her again. And now she's got her dogs up and yeah,
All of us checked to see if the audio was too loud.
No, you're fine. No, you're all right. Audio will usually be okay. I will and have made sure of it. Well, are we done with vibe checks? Are we ready for this? Do we have more, or do we have more to say? We can say more.
I'm just thinking about that espresso martini, but yeah, I'm good. I think I would like an espresso martini though.
Yeah.
It's the me espresso.
Hell yeah. Anything else?
Not really.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it because this is my longest story to date. So far,
right.
this has the biggest word count.
I feel like I need popcorn.
No, for real.
Oh, that'd be so nice right now.
You might need it, however, but then the crunching and the mic, and then
Yeah.
Maybe some more tea, but then our mouths will dry out again.
We need mute buttons.
We
Yeah.
need more expensive microphones.
Quick, someone get me a foot switch. I have foot pedals at home.
So for my intro, I have a couple questions for you guys.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on demonic possession?
Scary.
Terrifying.
Scary, terrifying.
Yes.
Going further, what about your thoughts on exorcisms?
Scary.
Scary.
So I was raised Catholic. Fun fact.
I was raised Christian, so I get it.
So I have very conflicting feelings.
I do too. I get it. I believe that this story I'm about to cover, we will have a lot of thoughts and conflicting feelings about afterwards.
Okay.
And there will be I believe we'll have this whole discussion afterwards because I have opinions to voice as well as my personal beliefs on the matter and stuff like that. Yeah. But we will get to that.
I will say though, I think that how it's portrayed in films and stuff like that, at the very least,
yeah,
I think it's a cool what's the word? Cool process.
Sure.
How it works, you know what I mean? Bam, bitch, fuck you, demon, get the fuck out of that person.
Oh, with exorcisms? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I think that's cool.
Okay. So, well, despite the belief in angels and demons, there is still a good amount of religious practitioners who can't bring themselves to quite believe in the idea of demonic possession. Which is crazy to me, personally. I know I grew up with a stepmom who just couldn't fathom the idea, just straight up didn't believe it. Mm-hmm. Which, when you spend your entire life getting preached to, the demons are real and they can affect you, to hear somebody be like, okay, but they can't possess you. That's weird to me.
Yep. My greatest fear as a child, was getting possessed.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because, you're raised going to church, you're and I asked my parents, who do they possess? And their answer was, weak-minded people. And so I was like, oh God, I can't be weak. Yep. I can't be weak.
That was the answer I was given. Yeah. Weak-minded people.
So, and some of these people are even leaders in the church who don't really think much about demonic possession. But just like the subject of the story I'm about to tell you today, the episode I am about to transcribe claim that this story was the first ever... sorry, those were two separate sentences. So, leaders in church, just like the subject of the story I'm about to tell you today. Pause, and then the episode I'm about to transcribe claimed that this story was the first time ever that an exorcist would talk about his first-hand experience on television.
Wow.
So this is what you guys are about to hear.
Okay.
So, as told by the show Paranormal Witness, I give you the tale of Indiana's exorcist. The following events occurred between 2005 and 2006 in Indiana and in Rome, Italy.
Huh.
Father Vince Lampert had known Father John Ryan since he was just a boy. Kind and inspirational, Father Ryan was one of the reasons Father Lampert ever wanted to become a priest in the first place. So, when Father Ryan had passed away, Father Lampert took it pretty hard. After the funeral, as Father Lampert turned his back on the descending casket of his beloved mentor, Archbishop Daniel M. Buschlein approached Father Lampert with a favor to ask of him. The bishop said, "I'm not sure exactly what I'm asking you to do, but Father Ryan did it, and now I need you to do it." Looking Father Lampert in the eyes, a tone of total seriousness in his voice, he says to him, "I need you to be the exorcist for Indianapolis." Father Lampert stood there, shocked at the words he had just heard. To be honest, Father Lampert says, "I never realized that exorcists actually even existed. Demonic possession was only something he ever thought existed in films." Uncertain, he tells the bishop that he's not sure if he's the right person for the job. Surely he thought there's got to be somebody more qualified for this than me. Father Lampert has always been a bookish, introverted sort of person. Not exactly the person that he thought should be out there fighting demons. But to this, the bishop tells him, "The fact that you don't want the job is why you get to keep it." 6 months later, Father Lampert finds himself on a bus headed for the suburbs of Rome, off to meet one of the Vatican's most learned and experienced exorcists. This exorcist would be Father Lampert's mentor, and give him the training he needed to be an exorcist in his own right. The longer the journey went on, the more apprehensive Father Lampert became, until finally he arrives at the place where he is to meet his mentor. When Father Carmine de Filippis opened the door to greet him, Lampert couldn't help but think, now, this man looks like an exorcist. Father Lampert described Father Carmine as a very robust man and said he thought, "This is the man you want to go up against the demons, not me." Father Carmine brought Father Lampert into the room where the exorcisms were usually performed, and instructed him that he were to simply watch and learn. As Father Lampert sat where he was instructed, Father Carmine stated to him, "Rule number 1, always perform exorcisms on holy ground." Father Carmine handed him a book entitled The Roman Ritual, and told him that book would be, quote, "your guide, your friend, and your weapon." Father Carmine exits the room and returns a little bit later with a woman who he gently instructs to sit in a chair that has been placed in the center of the room. Father Carmine then leaves the room once again, leaving Father Lampert alone with this woman. Father Lampert remembers thinking how pleasant the woman seemed. She certainly didn't seem to him to be demonically possessed. Father Lampert watches as Father Carmine returns to the room to place a bottle of holy water on a nearby table. Father Carmine also places a stack of paper towels on the table, as well as ties a plastic bag to the radiator on the wall. Finally, Father Carmine enters the room one final time, shutting the door behind him. Lampert notices that now Carmine has on all his robes and almost seems like a completely different person. Father Carmine picks up the bottle of holy water and starts with a short prayer for protection before getting started by splashing the holy water on the woman in the chair. The moment the water touched the woman's skin, everything changes. The eyes of the woman roll back into her head as a deep and low growl escapes her lips. The woman starts to speak Latin in a voice that is notably not her own. In Latin, she says to, quote, "put the water away," and calls Father Carmine a, quote, "son of a whore." Father Carmine instructs Father Lampert to turn to a page in the Roman Ritual that contains the prayers used in the exorcism so that Lampert can follow along. As Father Carmine starts the prayers, the woman speaks in Latin once again, quote, "keep those filthy words to yourself." The woman reacts to the holy water being flung on her as if it's burning her. Then, Father Lampert sees the woman start foaming at the mouth. In response to this, Father Carmine picks up one of the paper towels he had brought in earlier, casually wipes the foam away from the woman's mouth, and places it in the trash bag he earlier tied to the radiator, continuing to pray all the while. At some point during the session, Father Lampert hears a phone ring in the other room, and Father Carmine immediately goes to answer it, leaving Lampert alone in the room with the woman. Quote, "if this person becomes violent, what do I do?" he thinks.
Right.
Father Lampert, not wanting to look the woman in the eye, decides to look down at his book and continue to pray. The woman continues growling low, her joints making clacking sounds and cracking. But suddenly, he described, by the way, her head just kind of like rolling around as she did this, just kind of like in this state. But suddenly, Father Lampert feels eyes on him and the noises seem to stop. Curiosity gets the better of him, and he glances up to see the eyes of the woman now staring straight into his from where she sits in the middle of the room. She looks completely unrecognizable from when she first came in. Her hair falls a mess all around her face, which looks gaunt, with the whites of her eyes flash for a brief moment, looking almost like a beast's eyes. The moment their eyes lock, the woman speaks to him in Latin, directly to him. "I will hunt you down and kill you." Father Lampert says that he has never seen hatred on the face of a person before, never this much. True hatred. Just then, Father Carmine comes back into the room, and Father Lampert sighs in relief, thinking, "Please do not leave me again." As Father Lampert looks back to the woman, he is shocked to see that her face has completely changed. She looks completely calm and relaxed, almost looking better than when she had first entered the room. The woman, in her own voice again, starts to thank Father Carmine for everything he has done for that day, saying just how much better she felt. Much to Father Lampert's surprise, however, Father Carmine resumes the exorcism. Wait, Father Lampert thinks to himself, why isn't he stopping? Doesn't he see that everything's okay now? The woman continues in her own voice, "Really, Father, I thank you from my heart, Father, for everything you've done for me today." But as Father Carmine continues the prayers, the woman's face darkens, and with a voice much too deep for her own, she yells at Father Carmine in Latin, "I said you could stop!" As Father Lampert sits there shocked, he hears Father Carmine speak to him. "Demons lie," he says. "Don't believe anything they tell you." As the session went on, Father Lampert watched as the flung holy water would sizzle as it made contact with the woman's skin, and as the woman continued to ridicule Father Carmine in Latin. Then, out of nowhere, Father Carmine says, "Amen," and taps the woman on the forehead with an index finger. The consciousness of the woman seemed to completely come back. Father Carmine and the woman would then interact pleasantly, almost as if nothing had happened that entire day. As he let her out of the room, they talked pleasantly as he led her out of the room. Not long after, Father Carmine would see another person in, and another session would ensue. Father Carmine would see each person on a regular basis until the demons were fully cast out. Father Lampert sat there in the room, watching Father Carmine perform exorcisms that first day for a total of 6 hours. And by the end of it, he felt completely drained both mentally and emotionally. On the bus back to where he was staying that night, Father Lampert realized that everything had changed for him now. He could no longer just see everyone just living out their normal everyday lives without wondering if there was something darker hidden inside of them. Father Lampert also realized that he knew absolutely nothing about this field. So in the morning before his sessions with Father Carmine, he would read up on demonology. Father Lampert learns that the church teaches that there are 9 choirs of angels. The ones who fell from grace is where you get the demons. Each one of these demons represents one of the deadly sins. The ones that were named in this particular episode are Mammon, the demon of gluttony; Beelzebub brings about jealousies; Asmodeus, the demon of lust; Belphegor, demon of sloth; Leviathan, an enormous demon of arrogance and envy; Satan, cast out of heaven, having great anger; and Lucifer, thrown down to earth to live amongst men for his pride. During Father Lampert's time in the Vatican, Father Carmine taught him that once a demon names itself to you, it is submitting to the power of the authority of the church. During one of the sessions, Father Lampert arrives and notices that the usual wooden chair for the center of the room was replaced with a heavier metal chair this time. That day, Father Carmine leads in a little old woman that Lampert estimates to be in her 70s. The woman is so frail from age that she needs to be helped into the center of the room. However, as usual, everything changes once the exorcism starts. The elderly woman starts to giggle maniacally as Father Carmine goes to work with his prayers and holy water. During the session, this once frail old woman actually jumps out of the chair and lifts the, once again, heavy metal chair off of the ground with just one hand. She looks right at Father Lampert as she holds it over her head, almost as if she was threatening him with it. Father Lampert actually gets up and tries to take the chair from the woman, but can't get it out of her grip. As he struggles amidst the cacophony of maniacal cackling coming from this now incredibly strong old woman, he is finally able to get the chair back on the ground and the woman back in her chair. After the session, Father Carmine teaches Father Lampert about the signs that someone is possessed. These include a display of strength far beyond the subject's age and natural condition, ability to suddenly speak in a tongue that the subject was not once able to, and the faculty of divulging future and hidden events. Father Carmine also teaches that one of the roles of being an exorcist is to be a skeptic, and that Father Lampert should be the last person to believe that someone is possessed. Conventional and medical explanations should always be considered first, like epilepsy and mental illness. By Father Lampert's last week in Rome, he claimed to have set in on over 40 exorcism sessions. He thought he had seen it all, but this last session would remind him that he was still just a novice. This woman had a very troubled childhood, never really felt loved or accepted, and eventually found her way into being involved in the occult. As Father Carmine began his session as usual, the woman responded to the holy water by saying, quote, "Stop throwing that piss on me," in Latin. Once again, in a voice that was not her own. At one point, more foam had started pouring out of the woman's mouth than Father Lampert had ever seen up to this point. And the woman starts to shake uncontrollably, digging her hands into the arm of the chair so tightly that you can see the whites of her knuckles. Suddenly, the woman goes completely limp, and to Father Lampert's disbelief, she starts to float above the chair. Not a single part of her is touching any part of this chair. Father Carmine continued to pray and simply just casually put the woman back into her seat. Just pushed her down into the seat with one hand. After the end of this last session, as Father Carmine is cleaning up, acting like he didn't just see a woman float in midair, he speaks to Father Lampert. "Ignore the paranormal stuff," he says. "It's just parlor tricks. Stay focused on what you were called to do." And just like that, Father Lampert was on the flight back to America after what I'd assume were the scariest 3 months of his life thus far.
Yeah.
When he arrived back home, he received a parcel from Father Ryan's old office containing the prayer book that he would use, as well as the stole that he would use when performing exorcisms. The tools of the trade, if you will. Father Lampert realizes that a torch has now been passed down onto him, and he can feel the weight of that. But even if he had the proper tools in front of him, Father Lampert still didn't feel like he had the experience or skills necessary for the job. And then the call came. What Lampert would describe as the hardest case of his career. In southern Indiana, there was a husband and wife requesting a meeting to talk about the possibility of the wife being possessed. When Father Lampert arrived at their home, the couple started explaining the situation. She would wake up in the middle of the night and apparently start speaking in a language that neither the wife nor her husband knew. The wife explained how 15 years prior, she helped a friend who herself had been acting strange, and she had verbally invited whatever was messing with her friend to come to her. The wife told Father Lampert that the moment the words left her mouth, she had felt something change within her, and in the years leading up to today, their life had completely fallen apart. The wife had seen numerous neurologists and psychologists, been through the whole battery of tests, but nothing had helped so far. Reaching out to the church was their last resort and their last hope. Just before Father Lampert was about to leave, he gathered the couple so that they could say a prayer together. As he is saying the prayer, it's like a switch flipped. The wife lunges at Father Lampert, teeth bared, and a horrific roaring sound coming from the wife's throat. Father Lampert compares it to like a wild dog was about to devour me. As the husband is trying to hold his wife back from seemingly wanting to bite into Father Lampert's throat, Lampert stands at a loss for what to do. He knows now that this woman is truly possessed, and as he grabs his prayer book, he suddenly remembers the voice of Father Carmine telling him rule number 1, always perform exorcisms on holy ground. The wife's eyes flash, looking like an animal for a split second, as she says to Father Lampert in a deep echoing voice, "How dare you?" Knowing that he needed to subdue the demon until the exorcism could be properly performed, Father Lampert can only think of one thing to do, the same thing that he saw his mentor do for 3 months at the end of every session. Father Lampert has the husband sit the wife in a nearby chair. He reaches out with a shaking hand and taps the wife on the forehead. The wife immediately goes limp. Father Lampert was able to locate a disused convent in southern Indiana that had a chapel in it. He arranged with the couple for the exorcism to take place there. On the day of the exorcism, Father Lampert brings a young training priest along to serve as an assistant. Not being able to rely on Father Carmine, who is halfway around the world, Father Lampert is filled with doubts as he is setting up for the exorcism in the chapel. When the couple arrive, Father Lampert sits the wife down in the center of the room and dons Father Ryan's old stole and feels almost a sense of comfort from it. Father Lampert begins the exorcism the same way he had seen Father Carmine do so many times before, and just like all those times, there was immediate change in the wife. Foaming at the mouth, growling, laughing and mocking Father Lampert in a voice too dark for her own. It was all Father Lampert could do to shut the wife out and continue the praying. Even though they were in the dead heat of summer, the temperature dropped to an almost freezing temperature. As Father Lampert presses on, the possessed woman looks over and locks eyes with the assistant priest and said, quote, "You're going to get tired before we do." She cackles as Father Lampert realizes what this means. This is not a case of just one demon being present, but many. Just as Father Carmine had taught him, Father Lampert began demanding the demons to name themselves. The demons react to this as if he had hit a raw nerve, and now they start pleading for Lampert to leave them alone. As Father Lampert presses on, different voices within the woman start to name themselves one by one. As these voices name themselves, you can almost hear the specific tone in that voice fade away as the rest of the voices scream through the woman. Father Lampert, feeling more and more confident in himself as time goes on, continues to grill the demons in this woman, but there is one constant voice that continues to remain. As Lampert screams, "Tell me your name," at the demon in the woman suddenly starts to smile and sits up straight to look into the eyes of Father Lampert. "I don't have to tell you anything." Father Lampert knew that he had made a mistake. Father Carmine had warned him that you can't let yourself start thinking that you are the one banishing the demons. Instead, you have to actively acknowledge that it's the power of God working through you. As a human, you don't have the power or ability to go up against a fallen angel on your own. As the demon screams through the woman, Father Lampert starts again, trying harder and harder to get this demon to reveal itself, and eventually, the demon does give its name, Leviathan, the great sea demon from the book of Revelation. And it's refusing to leave, stating that it has the right to be there. It was invited. And it's right. Running out of options, Father Lampert takes his stole and holds it to the woman's forehead. The demon screams from within the woman that it burns and starts thrashing around in the chair, before just straight up jumping out of the chair and running out of the room. Father Lampert and the assistant priest give chase into the convent. Eventually, the priests find the woman hiding in the basement of the convent. As they corner the woman, Lampert throws holy water on her, making the demon scream and plead as Lampert demands it to leave the woman. Father Lampert commands the demon to repeat the words, "Hail Mary, full of grace," as a sign that it's leaving, but the demon jumbles the words mockingly, saying, "Your water is worthless. You're just a novice. You learned nothing." But Father Lampert is done doubting and commands the demon once more. This time, the demon says the phrase properly, and by the word grace, the woman's voice has returned to normal. The demons have been cast out, ending the 15-year nightmare in this woman's life. Father Vince Lampert receives 10 to 15 suspected cases of demonic possession per week, but it is rare that they ever result in an exorcism.
So, from the moment, is that your story, by the way?
That's it. That's
from the moment that you said, it's because you don't want it is why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the moment you said that I remembered this episode scene by scene. This is also my favorite episode.
Yeah?
Yeah. Love this episode. Because I was like, oh, this is going to happen next, and it happened. I was like, oh yeah, I love this story.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And the show does a really good job of portraying everything, I really think.
It does. It's really creepy.
What do you think about this, B? Yeah? Deep sigh. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Like, that was a year's worth of story very condensed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I could have made that longer, but I decided, like, not to add in very minute details in order, because it was already the longest story I'd ever done so far. But No, yeah, it's definitely a lot to take in.
It's
a lot of information for sure.
It's funny to me because obviously I'm a believer. That's why I'm here.
Sure.
But hearing that, it just sounds like I can't believe it.
Right.
Not like I don't believe it.
No,
but
I
just
get
like,
it.
oh my god,
I know exactly what you mean.
No, I 100%
What?
get that. Yeah.
Because like at the same time, it's like these big named
Yeah.
like demons. You tell me these big name demons was in that lady.
Right.
Well,
Leviathan was in that lady.
That's the only one that he himself said that the lady gave the name of. So it could have been other demons. In the show, it does say the ones are the ones it said earlier. But for all we know, it could have been completely separate ones, you know?
It's true, but just because it's such a big name, you know what I mean?
No, for sure, yeah.
I'm like, wow, like what'd she do to get Big Boy in her? You know what I mean? Like, or
well, that's
I guess
the thing.
demons
Is,
are
like,
probably
we know what she did. She invited it.
Yeah, but
Yep.
what did her friend do then? Damn, you know?
My theory is that maybe her friend didn't even have all that much, but just hearing the invitation, it could have brought friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's it's a really intense story, and it's insane because we don't really get to hear a lot of the point of view from the exorcism, like the exorcists, you know, I know there's a whole lot of different conflicting things for me on how exorcisms are supposed to be performed.
Mm-hmm.
I think that feels the most official, at least for the Catholic Church, right?
Yeah.
Holy ground, that. That's fair. Dude got training from a guy in Rome. He went to the Vatican.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You don't get to just go to the Vatican.
No, yeah.
I think it's just so interesting.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
I could
Definitely.
research this shit. I could listen to these kind of stories specifically all day.
Yeah.
I think they're so interesting and creepy. It probably stems from my childhood fear, honestly.
No, for sure.
But
And growing up religious, same. I do have something that I want to bring up on my own, and that is I've stated before, I'm not exactly a religious person anymore. I do have a belief system in a certain way,
Yeah.
but I don't think it would coincide 100 exactly to how I was raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so I have a theory. Again, I don't know if it's right or not, but I've always, or at least for years now, I've had a theory that rather than there being literal biblical demons and shit, the world just initially or innately just has spirits that want to harm us. As it would have goods, I believe there are good spirits too that want to help us and that are neutral. I believe that there are inhuman spirits that want to cause harm to humanity. However, I think they use the guise of religious demons or evil spirits from other religions as well in order to scare people the most.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want to cause, right?
Mm-hmm. They feed off of that negative energy.
And then people could be like, okay, then why does exorcism seem to work? It's because it's a belief system thing. It's a belief thing. And if you're believing this hard that this is happening, then of course I believe, belief can create things, you know?
Yeah.
Of course I believe that even if it's not a real demon, the belief in the real demon or whatever can cast it out, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of how if things are really negative,
Yeah.
there's a lot of negative energy, then you're manifesting these negative beings.
Mm-hmm.
That's another theory that I completely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Completely. It's energy and words are so powerful, and people are more powerful than they think.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely believe that.
No, for sure. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. But either way, so interesting. He was in there for 3 months, 40 exorcism sessions in 3 months. And it's so interesting that for Father Carbonet, this is just a day job. This is what he does.
Yeah.
He's bringing these people in by session.
For 6 hours at a time.
No, 6 hours a day.
That's what I mean.
Not at a time, but multiple people for over 6 hours of a day, every day, just bringing them in. It's okay, we're doing this, lock it again, come back same time Tuesday or whatever, and we'll do this again until it's gone. Crazy. Any more thoughts on this one? This is...
No, that's
my favorite one. I love that
It's
one.
such a...
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this one. Yeah, anything you guys want to say before we move on to pictures?
No, I'm ready for some pictures.
All right.
Hell
Cool,
yeah.
because I've got some pictures for you, too.
Is it straight from the episode?
Not every one of them.
Okay.
So there are two that are straight from the episode, but first off, I want to give you a picture of Father Vince Lampert. This is two. So the top is what he looked like in the episode, and the bottom is how he looks today.
Good casting.
Mm-hmm. No.
Or wait, sorry.
No, that's him. That's straight up him. That's not casting.
I was like, it looks identical.
No, you want to talk about good casting, though. Like, apparently, like, he's very, like, open about his experiences and stuff, too. And I do love hearing from that side that they have to be skeptics. Like, they have to be the last one that believes someone's possessed. But then when somebody lunges at you like that and you see beast eyes on them, like, okay, yeah, that's good enough for me.
Yep.
You know? So that's Father Vince Lampert. From what I understand, I think he's the internet also said he's like one of the very few like Catholic priests who's like very active on social media and stuff. I couldn't necessarily find anything or went like looking too deep, but next up, this is a picture of Father Carmine de Filippis. He is the one on the right. This is like the clearest picture I could really find of him. He has since passed away.
Oh.
But yeah, he was like a head exorcist from what I understand in the Vatican.
What a fucking job title.
What a fucking job title.
Head
When I grow up, I want to
exorcist.
be an exorcist.
You know, fun fact, growing up, especially like after hearing this, I did want to be a demonologist at one point. Like I had a book that was the Roman Rite of Exorcism. I had a book that was like how to be a demonologist, how to perform exorcisms, but like ultimately that didn't happen. I had some own scary stuff that's happened in my life that has like it's not the vibe anymore.
Yeah.
This definitely is not for me. And like I said, I'm not like...
Really? Because I still want to be a vampire.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, so that's Father Carmine. And then next up, this is a picture of how the show depicted the old woman who picked up the chair, like the very frail old woman.
Fucking creepy.
Yeah.
She's manhandling that chair.
No, like,
Yeah, she is.
I don't think I would have the strength. I don't think I would have the balls to do that, to get up and try to be like, all right, we gotta put this chair down.
Right.
Be like sobbing the whole time. Like, ah!
And he was so casual about it, apparently. Just, okay,
Father,
Grandma, let's sit you down.
Father Lampert was the one who had to get up and sit him down. But the one with the floating woman where Carmine was just like, just put her back down. That to me is like, okay, yeah, you're the guy. You're
Right.
the guy,
Yep.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was, and just the detail, like he had things he was like, okay, here's the paper towel. Okay, foam, wipe that, continue prayer, put it in the bag. Wipe more, put it in the bag. Like this is, it's so insane. You never think about this kind of shit. Like how this is done really for that part of the world. Like,
I wonder how many he's done in his lifetime.
well, 40 in 3 months, we can only like assume if we take the average of that, right?
But how many years, you know?
Right, yeah. Because in a year, so 3, 6, 9, 12, so that's 40 times 4, 160 exorcisms roughly in a year. Like sessions.
And if he's been, because
if
he's been doing that a
that's
minute.
the average, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
And he's been doing that for a hot minute.
yeah. And then this final one, this is the depiction of the woman, the final woman at the end who was possessed during her exorcism. Oh, okay, that one was unable to send. Hold on, I got another version of this. I'm glad I prepared. Because the version of the picture that I sent just now, or tried to send just now, let's see, download it. That I tried to send just now, it wasn't in a JPEG format, and I was like, I don't think Messenger's gonna allow me, and so I had to get this one. So here's the picture of what the woman was depicted as looking like during her possession at the end.
Freaky. That was my wife. I don't know what I'd do, you know?
No, for real. Like, to be fair, like, Dalia, if this was you, I love you so much, like, I would just be so happy that you're okay. Like, personally. Like,
Yeah.
there is nothing that would, like, in that form. I mean, I feel like there's some things you can't help, though. Like, how do you just... Especially 15 years. 15 years. There's so much... I'm sorry. There's so much to say about everything that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
in this story. Oh. You okay, B?
Yeah. It was just a lot.
Yeah. You look like that story tuckered you out.
I mean, like I said, I was raised Catholic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just hits a little different, I guess.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I 100% get it. Oh, all right. Well, Dalia, you ready to take it from here?
How many you
Yeah.
got?
I got one. I got
Cool.
a big one. It's not as big as,
That's what she
as that
said.
one. It's not as big as that one, but it's big enough to have only just one.
That's what she said.
So, oh my god.
It's big enough.
It's big enough to
It
have
does the
only just
job.
one.
It does the job.
Okay, so for this allegedly true encounter, or shall I say allegedly true encounters, we're going across the pond to England.
Oh, no.
To
I'm
be
kidding. Sorry.
I'm glad you said that because I was going to go,
or to be more precise, the Windsor Castle.
Ooh, okay.
Have either of you heard of the Windsor Castle?
I feel like I have to have. I definitely have. I don't know much about it. There's so many, like, haunted places I definitely know about. I've heard about them, but I don't know every single fact about them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about it, B?
I've heard about it, yeah.
Okay, so straight from windsor.gov.uk, it says, founded by William the Conqueror in the 11th century, so this is like 1000s, you know, it has been the home of 40 monarchs and is one of the official residencies of His Majesty the King. Windsor Castle is also the burial place of Queen Elizabeth II, and her tomb is located in St. George's Chapel with the castle, like within the castle grounds.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be slightly different from my usual storytelling, as this as this user on Reddit describes multiple encounters that have happened to him,
Okay.
or them, as well as other people. If you're a fan of the royal family, this may just be the episode for you. Because I know some people are really into the monarchs and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah. I call this set of encounters the Royal Hauntings. So let's get into it. Hi. I used to work at Windsor Castle, specifically in the Royal Library, from the late 1980s until I left in 2003 after my third child was born. I wanted to stay home with my kids, and honestly, after everything I experienced there, I was kind of ready to be done. I wasn't anyone important, just a junior library assistant. Basically, I helped with cataloging, pulling materials, handling rare books, and that sort of thing. The Royal Library isn't open to the public, and everything in there is strictly protected and preserved. We worked in quiet rooms with controlled temperature and lighting and had to follow a lot of rules. But here's the thing. Windsor is haunted as hell. Truly. And I didn't believe in that kind of thing when I started. The first thing I saw was Queen Elizabeth I. Yes, really.
Damn.
It was around 1992, and I was working late in one of the archive rooms, just shelving. I turned around and saw a woman in an elaborate old gown, stiff white collar, red hair, just standing in the doorway. She didn't say anything, didn't move. I thought I was going mad. She looked too real to be a hallucination. Then she walked backwards into the wall and disappeared. I will never forget that image. It was the most bizarre, unnatural thing I've ever seen. There's a black dog that shows up around the west side of the library. No one talks about it officially, but we all knew. I saw it twice. It just appears, trots by, then vanishes when you turn to look at it properly. Someone once told me it's connected to a prince who died in childhood, but who knows? All I know is it gave me chills every time. Some other weird stuff. Footsteps above you when no one's upstairs. Pages turning in a book no one is touching. Cold spots even in temperature-controlled rooms. Whispers in Latin or French when no one's around. A man in old-fashioned clothes staring from a locked archive room. The room was empty when we unlocked it. It wasn't constant, but it happened enough that I stopped questioning it. I've never talked about this publicly before, and honestly, I'm a bit nervous even typing this out. We were always told to be discreet, and working in any royal residence comes with a sense of don't ask, don't tell when it comes to that kind of thing. But after 20 plus years, I just wanted to share it somewhere with people who might get it. I haven't been back since I left. I don't think I want to. Happy to answer questions. A user commented, did Elizabeth react to you at all? What about the others? Was it like watching a person in a movie, or was it like a living reacting person? To which OP responded, I do think she was aware of me. She looked right at me, not through me. It wasn't like a movie or dream. She looked completely solid, like a real person standing in the room. Not see-through, not floating, nothing ghosty, just very pale, white powdered skin, red hair, dressed exactly like her portraits. I actually didn't clock it was Queen Elizabeth I in the moment. I just thought that's gotta be some Tudor spirit or something. Did I say that right, Tudor?
It's always the Tudors. Fucking Tudors. Sorry.
It was only afterward that the full weight of it hit me. The air felt freezing around her. Total chills. Another user replied, you likely know this, but she significantly renovated Windsor, including the library. Maybe just checking in on her work. OP muses, haha, yes, we definitely knew that, but I love the idea that she was just popping by to make sure her renovations were still up to standard. Probably gliding through the walls like, this shelf placement is not what I had in mind in 1580. Honestly, if any ghost would be doing quality control centuries later, it would be her. For the next portion, I'm actually going to be reading snippets from a comment in which OP describes a couple more experiences to make this retelling flow a little bit smoother, okay?
Okay.
A colleague of mine had 2 really intense experiences with what we think was Henry VIII. Once, she heard a man groaning, shouting, and dragging leg echoing through the hall. She checked it out, no one was there. The next time, she stayed put when she heard the same sounds and saw a figure pass by the open door. She said he looked just like Keith Mitchell. Was it Michelle or Mitchell? I think it's Mitchell, from that old 70s series Henry VIII and His 6 Wives. After the fire, which happened not long after my Elizabeth sighting, maybe it was some kind of warning, ? During renovations, there were rumors that Queen Victoria was seen by workers, like she was supervising the repairs. Some even claimed they saw George III looking out a window. After Princess Margaret passed, a friend of mine who used to clean the royal bedroom said she would sometimes smell cigarette smoke in the room Margaret used to stay in. It was a very distinct scent and comforting for her because Margaret had always been kind and gracious to the staff. There is one other experience I'm hesitant to share because I don't want people thinking I'm lying or being disrespectful. But I was working late one night, August 30th, 1997 to be exact. I had to finish some things and didn't leave until around 11:30 p.m. When I looked out of one of the windows, I saw this beautiful lady glowing white like a literal angel. It gave me this overwhelming sense of peace and the feeling that something big was about to happen. Something I couldn't explain at the time. Does anybody know what happened around that time over there?
Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Says
damn.
Diana.
Oh, shit.
Later, I found
on it.
out about Diana's accident and passing. Looking back, it all just feels connected somehow. And others I talked to experienced a similar thing around the same couple of days, either before her death or after. So a user replied to this, okay? Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Before I even read your last paragraph, I thought, Princess Diana, crying face emoji. Even scrolled back up to the date and then read your last paragraph. Not sure, but isn't Windsor mainly where they lived during the marriage?
As soon as you said August 30th, 1997, I went, Diana.
That's
Damn.
crazy. Yeah, I didn't clock it either. I was like,
I only know because my mom is fucking obsessed with Princess Diana, and
Oh, yeah?
every single time her museum exhibits comes through at Union Terminal, she makes me go.
Oh, really?
Every single time.
That's
yes.
crazy.
Yes.
oh, I love that though. I love when people have like
I
a
am well versed
passion
in
for
Princess
things.
Diana because of my mother.
Well, damn.
I love when people have like a passionate interest in things you wouldn't normally think. Yeah.
That's why she loves me so much.
Yeah.
I have many passionate interests in things that not many people think about.
My mom was on the phone earlier on video chat, and Brandon kind of popped his head over and waved, and my mom so excitedly yelled, "Hi, Brandon," so loud that her mic cut out.
Okay, so OP responded to that comment by saying, "I know, I feel incredibly lucky to have witnessed whatever that was. It's so emotional looking back now. The timing just felt so significant. And actually, during the marriage, they mainly lived at Kensington. Is that how you say it, B? I'm going to ask you.
Kensington? Yeah,
Yep.
it's Kensington.
Kensington Palace. And that's where Diana continued to live up until her death. Windsor was more for weekends and special occasions, but Kensington was definitely home for her." At the end of these comments, OP states, "I left the job after my third child, but I still hear things from friends. One recently told me that security saw what they believed was the ghost of Queen Elizabeth II in a corridor near the private bedrooms. Motion sensors and monitors went off. It was all documented. And get this. It happened on what would have been her 99th birthday this past April."
Wow.
So what do we think?
I think the royal ghosts are partying it up.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
what
all
you
really
mean?
interesting. What's it with rich people not wanting to, move on?
They had a lot of stuff.
That's, you know what,
And
mood,
The
valid.
place meant a lot to them.
Yeah, they want to make sure their stuff is good.
Also, imagine getting noticed by Queen Elizabeth.
Right.
Like,
Right.
The honor.
bro, buy a lottery ticket. Like, what?
Right.
Right.
I like how you said she, like, stepped back through the wall. She's like, whoop, and then just walked back, like, I didn't mean for you to be here.
Right.
My bad.
You weren't supposed to see me.
My bad.
So, this castle is actually open to visitors now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if anyone is wanting to experience this firsthand, all they really need to do is make their way there and buy a ticket.
Do we know how much tickets are?
I can't convert the currency in my head, but in their currency, the cheapest one was $30.
Yeah, it
wouldn't be dollars,
far
but
off of ours.
Okay.
30, yeah.
I'll keep that in mind next time I'm in the UK.
Okay. Yep. So, for my first photo, if you guys are ready.
Yes.
Okay. I give you Windsor Castle. I got this image from worldhistory.org, and I gotta say this thing is massive.
This thing is beautiful is what this is.
This photo is actually labeled as the upper ward.
Oh.
So there's like different sections of it, and I think there might even be more to it because there's a college, there's a lower ward, I think that one on the left is the tower.
Okay.
But the tower was separated. So thamesweb.co.uk had a lot of information of the different parts of the castle.
Okay.
So if you're interested, I encourage you to take a look at that. Because this is not a history podcast, so I can't go on about it forever. And I unfortunately wouldn't have the time anyway to discuss I almost said agriculture, architecture,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
Well, also, like, any castle, like, especially, like, in the UK and, like, other countries, like Ireland and stuff, just so much history, Like a whole episode dedication. I would want nothing more to explore those castles, though. That would be so beautiful.
Yeah.
It'd be so fun, I think.
I love good ruins and good, like, repurposed, like, castles and old stuff like that. I would, ooh, yeah. Love a good stone monument, really.
Oh, yeah.
We need to go down to the one, to the
Hit it, Fergie.
Loveland Castle.
Sorry.
Sorry, we need to go down to the Loveland Castle
No.
at some point. I've been there already. It's apparently haunted too.
Yeah.
You can feel it too.
Yes,
from what I
you
remember.
can.
You've been there too?
Oh, yeah. I've been to Loveland Castle several times.
It's beautiful there.
I want to go.
We should go.
I want to go to all the places.
$5.
We should go then.
Field trip. Let's vlog it.
Yeah, for real.
Woo! Hell yeah. So, for my second photo, it's actually going to go along with the surprise next comment that I have.
We have a
here.
surprise next comment?
Yeah. So,
Ooh.
someone commented, I saw on the other subreddit that you posted in a reply the painting of Queen Elizabeth I that most resembled how she appeared to you. So I'm wondering if you've seen that same painting rendered into a photorealistic image. So I'm pretty sure that what they said was, I'm pretty sure links can't be posted over there, or else I would have. So if that painting is the closest representation of how she appeared to you, then the photorealistic version must be a dead ringer, pun intended, and might creep you out even more, LOL. So what I'm providing you with next is this photorealistic image, so it was more than likely AI generated.
Right.
I, however, did not generate this. Found it on Reddit, so just a bit of a disclaimer there, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and send that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Huh. Yeah, very
So,
interesting.
After seeing this image, OP confirmed that this was exactly what she looked like, except she was just a lot paler when they saw her.
Really? A
Wow.
lot younger than I would have, than for some reason I always picture, you know?
Right.
Like, a lot younger. Which, like, makes sense for the time, actually thinking about it. I mean, life expectancy was way, way lower back then. Yeah, that's... Huh. Okay, damn.
Do we have additional thoughts?
It's just really interesting.
Yeah, that's why I told you the vibe of this episode was going to be a lot different.
Yeah.
Because it's not, like, creepy or
No,
anything,
I
don't
think that was perfect to follow up the really, like, heavy, scary one that I started us out with.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was good. I like that one. I like that collection of stories a lot, actually. That was really cool.
Cool.
I'm happy with the story that I'm providing to
Yay.
wrap this up.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, let's get into it. What,
That's my line.
well, we're a couple. We steal each other's stuff all the time.
That's true.
So this story is really recent, actually. It was posted 36 days ago. And it is titled, Lady in the Airport Bought Me Chocolate Because I Was Crying.
Aw.
That's all I need to know. That's great.
It's so
Yeah.
sweet.
I love
So
that.
sweet.
Go on.
Been meaning to post this for a while because I will never forget this lady and her kindness towards a complete stranger. I'm in a long-distance relationship, and last August, I met my girlfriend in person for the first time. We attended a friend's wedding in Germany. Neither one of us lived there. Her flight home was several hours before mine, so I went with her to the airport to see her off, and then I had to hang around Frankfurt Airport for the rest of the entire day waiting for my own flight. Needless to say, I was more than a bit upset. Not because I had to hang around the airport, but because I missed my girlfriend.
No, yeah.
My time was spent alternating between reading and heading out for a smoke and a cry. At one point, I decided it's probably a good idea to have someone there to give me a hug when I land, so I called up my wonderful mother to ask if she could be there when the plane arrives. Trying to talk on the phone really set me off. After I hung up the phone, I just started sobbing. Random lady with her 2 kids sat across from me, noticed. She asked if I was okay, which I answered no, not really. She asked if she could get me a coffee or a cake from the cafe, and I said I'd be fine, just gonna try to distract myself with this book. Her simply showing care and concern for me, someone she didn't know at all, was already a huge help. Especially since, as a man, I'm used to being ridiculed for showing vulnerability like that. After a little bit, she said she had to go because her flight was soon. I thanked her again for her kindness. It really made a world of difference for my shitty day. But this wonderful woman wasn't done yet. Despite her having to wrangle 2 kids for a flight that was boarding soon, she returned a few minutes later with a Twix and a small bag of M&Ms for me. She said, I know it won't fix whatever's wrong, but hopefully it helps. I thanked her again before she left. I know it's not the biggest gesture in the world, but the fact that she went out of her way to be so kind to me really meant so much. I wanted to share the story here so others know of this lovely person and her care for some random dude who was crying at the airport.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's nice. No, yeah. As a guy specifically, yeah, it is like that.
Mhm.
Like, there is a good number of people who either will feel really uncomfortable or like just not be the nicest to you because you're showing some kind of emotion. It happens like it's not just other dudes. It's just anybody who was raised with that kind of toxic mentality for sure.
I was raised with that mentality.
Right.
As was I.
Mm-hmm.
I was for I don't know if I was, honestly. Like, I feel like there were sprinkles of that too, but I also am thankful that both my dad and my mom were always very like, no, you're allowed to show emotion.
Yep.
Like, that's okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Like,
I tell my kids all of the time, you're allowed to feel whatever emotion it is that you need to feel, but how you react is what matters.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Period. If you need to sit here and cry for an hour, great. I'll sit and cry with you. Let's get some water because you're going to be dehydrated, you
Right.
know? But you're not going to start throwing shit at me because
No,
you're
yeah.
mad at me.
No, yeah, I get that. No, yeah, that's really nice because you're right. I think it's always less likely for someone to see a guy crying and then like react with compassion and not, let's get away from this guy.
Right, exactly.
But that's really nice.
Yeah.
I love
As
that.
for my picture, I have an aerial view of Frankfurt Airport, where he was at.
Damn.
Mhm.
That is computer generated.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I was gonna say, wait, the
Mhm.
shadows don't look right. I see. So it's like
yeah,
it's the layout.
it's a 3D model. Yeah, aerial 3D model.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, I thought that was a good way to
I like how the
end off the banger of 15.
the episode started off dark and progressively got lighter. That was really
Yeah.
it was like
That's what we do.
a nice gradient.
Mhm.
Boom.
A gradient to goodness, if you would.
Yeah.
Goodness, if you would.
All right. Good recording session, guys. This is a good one. Yeah. For you guys, next week we'll be back with another recording session of the next how many ever episodes. But until then, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, but not Twitter because
Fuck Twitter!
Fuck Twitter. And YouTube, where you can watch fucking audio waves of this going across the title screen. And
That's how I watch it, is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jordan does too. My niece Jordan. And then on Instagram, if you want to see any of the photos that we've been showing each other here today, there's posts on Instagram that will show all the pictures in order. And you can rate and review us on Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Music. I don't know why I'm Apple Podcasts, not Apple Music. I don't know why I'm slowing and blanking. But anyway,
Because it's the
almost
5th
done.
episode and it's time to stop.
it's time to stop. It's time to stop recording and start editing because episode 11 goes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
If you have any wholesome
There it
stories
is.
that you
Go
would
ahead.
like to share with us, or any
paranormal
true,
stories. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how I wanted to word
True
that.
paranormal.
True paranormal encounters.
Yeah.
Shoot it over to us in an email, TPIBOTE@outlook.com, TPIBOTE @outlook.com.
Tippy
Do us a favor, and in that subject line, let us know if it's wholesome for B or if it's paranormal for Dalia, with no H.
No H. UHOEs. I'm kidding.
Oh, I
I don't
see.
know.
Sorry, it took me a second to spell.
Hose. I call
No, I got
our
it now. I
listeners
got it. It's up.
Hose.
It's in the noggin. It's there now. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. And as always, this podcast was based on true events.